Welcome to my virtual world deck profile and combo tutorial. So right after the deck profile, I'll show you some combos, and this deck took first place in the OCG, and this deck can survive in the OCG where max C is at 3, and it's just an amazing deck, and it's so consistent, and you can easily combo off, and you can easily get a true king of all calamities on the field. And then it also has this level 9 that can recur itself from the graveyard, and it literally says any card sent from the field to the graveyard is banished instead. So this deck is really good, and it can also play Zeus, but this deck does not run any link monsters because all of these virtual world cards say for the rest of the turn you can only summon rank level 3 or above monsters. So that's the only downside to the deck, but it's actually a very good deck, and I believe it's gonna be a tier 1 contender in the metagame. And let's get into the deck profile. So we have triple virtual world Lulu. So this is the searcher card, and it's also a tuner, so you definitely want to maximize on the Lulu. So it's 3 of it, and 3 lili. So all the virtual world cards mill, but lili is a additional mill, so it mills twice, and that can be really useful, and it's also full combo. So both of these cards can be full combo, and I'll show that after the deck profile. And then 3 GG. So GG is just another card that can special summon itself. So all of these virtual world cards special summon themselves from the hand by targeting a virtual world card you control. So you want to maximize on this too. It's a recycler. At the end phase, you can add one of your virtual world monsters in the grave back to your hand. So it's just a good card in general, and you also need it for some of your combos. And then 3 Lao. So this is also a tuner, and it's level 6, and it's like a monster reborn. It gets something back. And then just 2 nyannyan. If you want, you can put this to 3, but I felt like emergency teleport is also a great option. So you can also get this to the field with emergency teleport, and you can put this to 3, but this card can recur itself from the graveyard, and it's an amazing card. So I felt like 2 is more than enough, because all of these virtual world cards can mill nyannyan to the grave. So I felt like 2 is enough, not 3. If you want, you can maximize on this card. 1 emergency teleport to get this. If you really need to get this thing on the field, you can just use emergency teleport. You don't really want to get this with emergency teleport, because then its effect won't search, right? And then after that, we have the virtual world gates. So 3 Quinlong. So this card, when it's in the grave, it can banish itself and search. So it's gonna be used for the combos. And 3 Kowaloon. So this card places one of these gates, the Quinlong or the Chukle, from deck to the spell and trap zone, but it can still get ashed because it has that effect that if you have 3, it says send the top 3 cards of your deck to the grave if you have 3 plus gates. So it can even get ashed, but it's still a great card, and you want to maximize on it. So triple of all the gates. And this one, when it's on the field, it can negate an effect, monster effect. And then this is an interruption, it can pop, and this just places one of them in your spell and trap zone. And then 3 Pot of Desires. You can easily just banish whatever and then get draw 2. This deck doesn't care because you're playing triple of everything, and if you really need something and you banish like triple copies of it, even when nyannyan is banished, which will most likely, like most of the time, will get banished because it recurs itself from the grave and then will be banished. So when it gets banished, you return one of your banished cards back to the deck. So even worst case scenario, if you banish 3 of like one of your combo pieces, you can get it back. So now hand traps, we're playing 3 Nibiru, so high impact, and Gamma, because all the effects you activate are going to be from your hand. So Ash is basically kind of like Ash and Nibiru are the only hand traps that really counter virtual world. Droll and Lockbird, Imperm, Effect Veiler, they don't really do anything because none of these virtual world cards have effects in the field. It's all in the hand. So if you really want, you can even main deck Skill Drain, but just keep in mind that Skill Drain will negate the effects of your extra deck monsters, so you can think about that one. And Gamma is a must-have. You have to have Gamma because all the effects are from the hand, and if he ashes you, well, then yeah, you have Gamma. So then 3 Ash Blossom, just another hand trap, and then Imperm is also another great one to have. And Droll and Lockbird doesn't do anything because you usually only search twice in every single combo. You only search twice, one with Lulu and one with the Skate. And more than twice, even if you get Droll on your Lulu, then you can just use whatever extenders you have, like all of these cards, to just get another thing on the field and combo off. So Droll also doesn't affect this deck. So extra deck, it's one Shen, so this card is like a Marco's Cosmos. One Jui, you need this for a combo and it's pretty solid card. Stardust, Charge Warrior, and Coral Dragon give you the extra draws, so that's great. And then for your kill your opponent card, you have Final Sigma, and you can easily make this card also. And control players will find it hard going through this card. And then to make your VFD, you have Crocodragon, Vermilion Dragon Mech, and Cloud Castle. So these are the top 3 level 9s, as well as this one, so Shen. If you really want, you can put in Trishula in here as well. And I wouldn't advise it because you're not gonna use 3 level 3 monsters like all the time, because for Trish you need 3, so you're not always gonna be doing that. So if you really want, you can put it in. One Divine Arsenal AA-Zeus Sky Thunder. So if your opponent has like a good board, you can just like get this to the field and clear the board. It's not like your win condition or anything, but it's just for removal. And then double VFD, and this card is like the main card you're gonna make. Some people only play one, but I looked at many of the OCG tournament first place and like 5th place, 3rd place, I think. So I looked at those, and then all of them were playing 2 copies because they wanted to be safe that just one is not good enough. If you get like Droplet or something, you basically just lose. If your opponent does something like, and then you just lose. So you need 2 copies of this just in case. And it's not even a bad card to have. You can easily make any of these level 9s. And then one Vampire, so he's a level rank 6, and you can easily make him, and he sends a card on the field to the grave, so that's good. It's more removal. One Fan, and this also this can banish, so it's also removal, and it's a virtual world card, so you can also use these effects to target it and do that. And one rank 3 Dragon, so this is pretty good, and you can easily switch it out if you wish. And then one number 75, so it's basically a negate because it makes the effect both players draw 1 card, so that's great. And then side deck is 3 Lightning Storm, Harpy's Feather Duster, just self-explanatory. If you really need it, you have Effect Veiler in here as well. And then 3 Dark Ruler and 3 Kaiju. And I'm also playing a Red Reboot and Imperial Order. So the reason I put Imperial Order is really you don't really have any spell effects on the field. Like the only thing is the Kowaloon and Quinlong, you don't really care about. It doesn't need to be on the field. So you can even put Imperial Order in your side deck because the deck doesn't really care about that. Just Desires and Kowloon. So this Quinlong doesn't trigger on the field, so Imperial Order only negates field. So that's the deck profile. Let's get into the combos next. The reason I call Virtual World a top tier deck is because it's the second best deck in the OCG right now. Eldritch is still dominating in the OCG because of 3 skill drain. And Virtual World is a really good deck in the OCG, and it has a 10% representation. And also if you want to see other top tier decks like Prank Kids and Zoodiac, I'll leave the links in the description down below. Before we go into the combos, just a friendly reminder to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you know every time I upload a new video, and like the video. It's a great way to support the channel and me. So this is the first combo, and you need Lulu, Nyannyan, and an extender, and you can end on a VFD and Shen. But it doesn't have to be Nyannyan. It can also be a level 3 normal summon, and you can mill Nyannyan. So normal summon Nyannyan, use Lulu effect and target it, and mill your Quinlong. And then you can special summon Lulu and then use its effect in search. Just a reminder that none of these effects activate on the field. They're all in the hand. So you search your Chukle. Now Quinlong effect, so you banish it and you search your Lao, and then you have to discard a card, so you discard your Trap Gate. And then Now you have, this is important, you need to synchro using Lulu and the nyannyan and go into GG and then use Lao Lao effect, because Lao Lao has the monster reborn. So you mill a Quinlong again, it's great to have in the grave. It's only once per turn, but it's good to have in the grave. And then you can get back your Lulu using Lao Lao's effect, it's a monster reborn. And then nyannyan effect will also trigger, bringing it back. And now you can use your Lulu and your Synchro Monster, that's level 6, and you can make your Shen, so that's level 9. And now you can banish your Chukle and make your Shen into a level 6 monster, so it decreases its level by 3. Next, using your nyannyan and your Shen, you can make Cloud Castle. So Cloud Castle and nyannyan, both of their effects will trigger. So nyannyan will shuffle a banished card back into the deck, and Cloud Castle will bring back your Shen. So I'm just gonna shuffle the Trap Gate back because it's an interruption, it's not bad to have. And then Shen comes back. So at this point, if you have an extender, you can extend your combo, or you can just go straight into VFD and detach your Shen, and then it'll recur itself back next turn. So let's say you have a GG. So if you do, you can summon GG using its effect, and so you just use its effect and summon GG. I didn't show it, but you should use its effect and summon. You can't like normal summon again. So just use its effect and summon GG, and then use your Lao Lao and your GG to make Ravenous Croco Dragon. Use its effect to draw, and then make VFD, and then end on any card sent from the field to the grave is banished instead, and a VFD. Or if you have this same end board, you can literally just go straight into VFD, and Lao Lao should also be on the field, so you can just use those two and go into VFD, and then detach your Shen during opponent's standby, and then next turn your Shen can come back from the graveyard. So you can do it either way. You can also extend your combo if you have the Lili, but it'll go a little differently. So that's the first combo. Let's get into the second combo. So the second combo is Lili and access to the Trap Gate. You can either just get the Trap Gate in your hand or use Chukle. So use Chukle and somehow just use whatever means and get the Trap Gate on the field. And then you need a discard for this as well. So Pot of Desires is my discard. Use Lili effect, target your Trap Gate and mill Quinlong. And then you can mill another card. So you mill your nyannyan. So now you can go ahead and use Quinlong effect, and you can search your Lulu, and now you gotta discard a card, so you need to discard that random discard. So next, you can use Lulu effect. It's important to target the right one, so use Lulu effect and target the trap card. Don't target Lili. You need to target the right ones for the combo to work. So target the trap card and mill another Quinlong. It's great to have in the grave. And then you search your GG. So if you don't target the trap, it won't work. So now use GG effect, and now you can go ahead and mill. So doesn't really matter. So you have to target Lulu or Lili. You should not target the trap card. This matters. And then you mill your Chukle, and then you can special summon your GG out onto the field. And then nyannyan will resurrect itself. So now you can just use Lulu and Lili and make Shen. And then you can banish your Chukle and make one of those into level 6. So increase, in this case I'm doing nyannyan. You can also make GG level 6. And then use those two and make your Croco Dragon. And then you can draw a card, and nyannyan will shuffle one of the banished. I like shuffling back the Trap Gate because it's an interruption. And then at the end phase, GG effect will trigger, and it will add one more card back from the grave to the hand. So I would add Lulu because it's a starter, and you can just do all of that all over again. And VFD can detach your Shen and it'll recur itself back next turn. So GG effect will bring back Lulu, so that's +2, and end on VFD and Trap Gate, which is an interruption. As always, I'll leave the YGOPROdeck link in the description, and thanks for watching the video. I'll see you next time.